Grateful for our next guest, Major General Schloesser, and he's the former commanding general of the 101st Airborne Division. He's got a book called Marathon War, Leadership in Combat in Afghanistan. General, how are you, sir?
I'm doing well, Mike, and thanks for having me on the show.
Grateful you're here. It's hard to believe that 9/11 was 20 years ago, so probably maybe you're 5 years old when you kind of remember something from a childhood. So, there's guys who are 25 years old who don't remember 9/11, right? It's a long time. How has the threats to this country changed over the last 20 years, and how has our military capability changed over the last 20 years, better or worse?
Yeah, so 9/11, basically, we shifted our large amount of our entire military structure and our training to address this transnational terrorism threat that was very clear had attacked our country. And, they had started a war against us. Al-Qaeda had started a war against us, basically a decade prior. But we shifted into counterterrorism and we shifted into counterinsurgency, which is, for our listeners and viewers here, it's not exactly, a high-tech war. It doesn't involve things such as cyber warfare. It doesn't involve very sophisticated military weapons, but it does involve soldiers and Marines, airmen and sailors actually getting involved on the ground with the people. But meanwhile, both Russia and China and other countries, Iran, were going to school on us. They were watching us, and they were taking the high road. They were saying, you know what, we can't go against the sea power of the United States Navy, the air power of the United States Air Force, the land forces that are represented by the Army and the Marine Corps. So we're going to take a different way. And so they went into things like cyber. They went into hypersonic weapons. Deeply into other things that are highly classified, basically. But essentially, they did what we would call an indirect approach. They didn't want to confront us, Navy ship to Navy ship. What they wanted to do is to be able to take advantage of what they thought were asymmetric possibilities and fight against us and be able to deter us. Probably more importantly, Sun Tzu basically says that if you can avoid war by essentially through deterrence, you win. And we were busy counterterrorism fighting, and we got behind. And there's no doubt right now we're trying to catch up.
But there was a report a couple of years ago, 2017, that 71% of 17 to 24-year-olds are ineligible for military service. So it'd be 24 million out of the 34 million young people. I can't imagine it's gotten much better than that. But is there something from that report I'm missing, or is this a major concern?
Yeah, this is a major concern, and it has been for several years. In fact, I'm going to point a finger at all of us, right? Myself, others, and stuff like that. I think, Marathon Wars titled that because I've ran 38 marathons, and the discipline it took went into war, right? But I tell you what, as I get older, I have to fight to make sure that I maintain my physical fitness. If you look at America, we are no longer a fit country. If you take a look at the numbers, they're astounding. I just pulled up the recent ones. In America overall, in 2008, we were 26% obese. Now we're 42.4% obese.
Wow.
That translates to these 17 to 24-year-olds who are, those are the folks that are going to be able to occupy positions of great value in the Army, Marine Corps, Navy, and Airmen. But if you can't qualify, if you don't have the physical fitness to get in there, if you don't have the education, to be able to qualify, then you're not going to be part of this. And we have got to, one, be better role models as adults for our children. And then next, after that, is insist that the children actually become young adults that actually can serve their country if called upon. And part of that, a good part of that, is physical fitness. Good part of that is staying in high school, graduating from high school, and the last part of it is stay out of prisons and jails.
Wow, that was deep and insightful. I want more of that. Like, subscribe, get more.